In America, millions live ordinary lives, but once in a generation, someone rises from the dust, fights battles no one sees, and builds a legacy the world can't ignore. This is the story of a man who started with nothing, no money, no support, no special talent, just an unshakable belief that his life could mean something more. And what he became was legendary. In a quiet corner of rural Ohio lived a man named Ethan Miller. Nothing extraordinary. No spotlight, no trophies. Just another American trying to keep life from falling apart. He worked long hours at a factory that was slowly dying, just like his dreams. Bills on the table, a leaking roof above his head, and a heart full of silent battles he never spoke about. But Ethan had something that doesn't show up on paper. Something no one can measure. The will to try. One more time. One winter morning, Ethan was called into the manager's office. The decision was made. The factory was shutting down. And with it, Ethan's only source of income. He stood outside in the freezing wind, holding the termination letter in his trembling hand. Cars. Rouge. Seis. No one noticed him. An entire life collapsing behind silent eyes. That night, he sat alone in his small kitchen. Should he give up? Should he leave town? Should he accept that life simply wasn't meant to change? But deep inside, a small voice whispered, "You're not done yet." A week later, Ethan visited an old library. He wasn't there for inspiration. He was just looking for warmth. But life had other plans. He found a book about American entrepreneurs who started with nothing. Truck drivers, factory workers, ordinary people who built extraordinary futures. One line hit him like a lightning bolt. Your struggle is not your identity. It is only your starting point. For the first time in years, Ethan felt something he thought he had lost forever. Hope. Ethan remembered he had one skill no one could take away. He could fix broken things. Old radios, engines, appliances, anything. So he started repairing neighbors' items for a few dollars. Word spread fast. People started knocking on his door. He turned his dusty garage into a small workspace. No fancy tools. No business plan. Just grit, discipline, and a promise to himself. I will build something with my own two hands. Weeks turned to months. Business grew. Slowly. Painfully. But it grew. But success is never a straight line. One night, a fire broke out in his garage due to an electrical short. Ethan watched helplessly as the tiny business he had built burned in front of him. He fell to his knees. Tears mixed with ashes. His dream gone. Again, neighbors gathered. Some shook their heads. Poor guy. He tried. Maybe he should quit. But Ethan looked at the burnt ruins and whispered, "If it can burn once, I can rebuild twice." The community, inspired by his relentless drive, came forward. They donated tools, wood, money, even their own time. Ethan rebuilt his shop, larger than before this time, as a proper repair center. He wasn't repairing broken machines anymore. He was fixing people's hope. Local news featured him as the ordinary American who refused to quit. Customers increased, income stabilized. And for the first time in his life, Ethan wasn't surviving. He was living. Years later, Ethan stood in front of a crowd at a community event where he was honored for service, resilience, and leadership. But he said only one line: "I'm not special. I'm not different. I'm just an ordinary American who decided to fight one more round." The audience rose to their feet, not because he became rich, not because he became famous, but because he proved something every American needs to hear. Greatness isn't born. It's built. Piece by piece, day by day, failure by failure, until one day your ordinary story becomes legendary.